This week we'll be looking at NBA 2K8, Medal of Honor Airborne, Tekken 5 Online, Tekken 2, Marathon Durandal, and much, much, much more. We're live and on the spot. What's up, everybody? Welcome to On the Spot. This is GameSpot's weekly show where we go through all kinds of crazy business, play a lot of games that aren't out yet and a few that have just come out, some that have come out in other foreign, faraway countries, and put it all together in one show for you to watch. With me, as always, is Ryan Davis. What's going on over there?
Hey, Jeff. How's it going?
It's going well.
We enjoyed ourselves so far today?
Yeah, I think we got this, son.
You want to play some root beer tapper?
I do. You've got the mustache
do you have that
for
feeling?
it. You've got
Would
a
you
very,
like to play some root beer
very
tapper?
root beer tapper-y mustache going. So I think we can get into that a little bit later.
Excellent.
But first, before we do any root beer tapping, NBA 2K8, that's a 2K Sports basketball game they've got coming out, and we have some new footage of that showing some of the motion capturing stuff. So why don't we kick it over to that and take a look, and we'll come back with Medal of Honor Airborne, Everyday Shooter, and all kinds of business.
Hi, I'm Aaron Thomas with GameSpot.com here in Union Square at the W New York, getting ready for the premiere of 2K Sports NBA 2K8. In just a few minutes, we're going to go inside, get the first look at the new gameplay, all the new modes they're putting in the game this year, hopefully. After that, we're going to head to Rucker Park, where cover athlete Chris Paul, we got Rudy Gay, Andre Iguodala, and a couple other guys are going to do some first ever night motion capture session.
There's basically kind of three parts to the dunk. Mike's going to demonstrate now. Basically, there's the gather, the install in the air, and then the finish. So, Mike, just go ahead. Circles. Oh, there we go. Oh, Michael. More advanced motions take more time, so you have to actually buffer more distance and time. So we have various kind of props. You can position them in different areas. We have 3 seconds left. Oh, Michael.
We're here with Gerald Wallace of the Charlotte Bobcats doing motion capture. What's it been like so far?
It's been exciting. I think this is all a new experience for me, so it's been exciting, it's been fun, and I'm having a great time with this.
I hear you're a big gamer. What are you playing now? Like, what did you play back in the day?
What I'm playing now is NCAA 08 on Xbox 360, so I'm kind of stuck into my campus legend on that. I'm in my sophomore season, so hopefully I'm trying to finish that until the next video game comes out.
To be quiet for a second, pause. They're gonna film their measurements. I did not come up with this script, people. I'm sorry, yo.
You guys are going 72 and 10 this year. We can print that. 72 and 10, 73 and 9.
No comment.
All right, look for more on NBA 2K8 on GameSpot.com.
That's here, Jeff.
That's right here. But first, I'm here with Brad Shoemaker. How's it going?
Hi, Jeff.
How's the couch treating you?
It's pretty soft.
Nice. All right. So, Medal of Honor Airborne. This is EA's big first-person shooter franchise. In the past, they've gone through all this World War II stuff. What are they doing this time around?
Still World War II.
Uh-huh.
Probably no big surprise
Yeah.
there. The big thing is, as the name implies, Airborne, you're a paratrooper this time around.
Okay.
So in the single-player game, which we've seen a little bit of so far, you're basically going to start every mission by jumping out of an airplane. You're going to get a little cinematic with all your guys kind of, chatting it up before the big mission.
Right
and
on.
then everybody jumps out, and then from that point, like the whole thing with the maps is that they're more kind of circular now. It's not linear, like A to B to C. It's like you see the battlefield, and you've got control to kind of pitch your parachute, and you basically like land where you want to.
So that sounds like it'll make the whole game a lot less linear.
Oh yeah,
then,
totally. Yeah, I mean, like you've got mission objectives, but it's kind of up to you, like what order to tackle them in, like what route you take, where you start from. So then, yeah.
So what's to prevent someone from maybe just like shooting down right to where the objective is and doing it. I imagine that's the sort of thing that will just get you blown out of the air.
I'm not the game designer, so I can't say for
Well,
sure.
why not?
but
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
So what are we taking a look at here?
Well, this is the multiplayer action, which Jason Ocampo got to check out earlier this week. There's
Yeah.
a big preview on the site for this already, a lot of footage and stuff up there. But so the multiplayer acts on the same conceit as the single player, where you've got the jump is kind of the basis of it, but only for the allies. If you're playing in a match, you've got Axis and allies.
Right.
Like the Axis never did any of this kind of stuff.
And here I thought this one would be like Allies versus Zombies or something. The Allies
maybe the
versus
next
Robot
game.
Hitler.
They got to go somewhere in the next game.
Yeah.
But so anyway, yeah, when you're playing the Allies, and there is one deathmatch mode that's just everybody starts on the ground, but the rest of it, the objective-based multiplayer mode, the Allied team parachutes in. The German guys do actually start on the ground, but it's not class-based per se, but there are weapons you can choose from to spawn with.
Okay.
Like anti-tank, machine gun, sniper, that kind of thing. But so there are like 3 flags in the team-based mode, and you're basically just trying to control them by capturing them by spending some time next to each one. But
so can you, if you die as an ally, can you spawn at a flag, or do you parachute in every single time?
Every time you die, if you're on the Allied side, you have to parachute back in.
Awesome.
And in fact, there's kind of like a countdown timer, so you're like a wave will parachute
yeah.
in. So I played a little bit of it with Jason, and it actually does create a kind of interesting dynamic because like in these city maps, like you're seeing here, like the Allied guys can literally, like you said, I mean, they parachute right onto the flag. When I was playing on the other side, it actually got to be pretty tough to defend those points when the guy's going to literally
Just,
drop right down on them. But like on the flip side, if you're a guy on the ground, you can literally shoot the guys out of the air as they're drifting down. So
awesome. So risk versus reward.
yeah, basically.
Let's talk about the graphics a little bit. This is one of those games that I remember back at E3, ancient history now, I know, but Jason came back and said, "Oh, Medal of Honor Airborne, it looks so awesome," and put it right up there with Call of Duty 4 and a lot of these other games that did look good. I mean, and, this is looking pretty sharp, you'd say.
Right. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's not quite fair to those guys. They have a little bit of an uphill battle just because the series has been around so long.
Right.
And they've had so many iterations of it, whereas some of these newer franchises might be a little more exciting to people. But yeah, they're using Unreal 3. And the first time I saw the single player, and then actually each successive time that I saw it, it's just looked better and better. It is looking really solid, just graphically. I will go as far as to say I was way more impressed than I expected to be.
So how about the damage model in multiplayer? Are you looking at like health meters and things of that nature, or is it kind of headshots or killing and more realism?
You have a health meter. It's a weird kind of mix of the Halo like recharging health style versus like actual health bars with pickups. Like it'll recharge like a bar. But if the bar is gone, then it's gone. You have to pick up a health bar, or health pack rather, to restore it. So it's kind of a mixture.
Right. Ryan Davis, what's going on over there? You got any questions popping off?
I have a couple questions. I have, let's see here, one from Emil Grendelman from the Netherlands. Wants to know about any sort of co-op play, online or off.
Anything about co-op?
I don't know of any co-op yet, but it's possible. The game's not out for several weeks now, so
they've got time to release all sorts of information that they haven't released yet.
Yeah, and we should be definitely getting updated coverage on it. Leading up
More single player stuff.
They're looking to roll out some more coverage pretty soon.
Cool.
So.
All right, Ron, why don't you hit me with one more question?
Let's see here. Dan, also from the Netherlands, big in the Netherlands today.
World War II, huge in the Netherlands. I think it's still going on over there, actually.
Wants to know about if you could elaborate some on multiplayer modes and maps and just like quantity and what we can expect.
Sure. Yeah. Well, it's 12 players, so 6 on 6. There's 3 modes. There's just the basic ground-based deathmatch, like I said. There's a team deathmatch where the allies parachute in, like I said. And then it seems like the big one everybody's going to be interested in is the objective-based one, which is the one that has the 3 flags. And then two of the flags off to the sides of the map can be captured by 1 player, but the one in the middle, at least in the matches I saw, the one in the middle has to be taken by 2 guys at the same time, so you have to kind of coordinate with your guys to get 2 teammates over there at the same time. And you've got like guys dropping in on top of you the whole time, so it
sounds like it can get pretty intense.
It can get pretty hectic. And also, not only can they parachute on top of you, but like they can land on roofs, stuff like that, so you never know if they're going to be like hiding over the top of a roof, getting ready to pick you off with a sniper rifle. So.
Well, right on, Brad. Thanks for coming by to talk about that. And we got you on like crazy shooter duty.
Yeah. Well, I like to shoot stuff. So.
Yeah. So why don't you get out of here?
All right, fine.
Go play some other shooters or something.
Gone.
Go do something else. And that's Medal of Honor Airborne coming out to consoles pretty soon here. And now we're going to kick it over to the other set in a couple of seconds here to talk about this crazy, and this is one of the games that really stood out to me at E3 and even back at IGF, Everyday Shooter. And that's looking pretty cool. Guys, why don't you take it away?
Yeah, this game did make quite a splash at IGF, and we also saw it at E3, and it looked very promising.
Right.
But now we've got it.
Yep.
Sony's hooked us up.
Yep.
And this is a pretty interesting PlayStation Network game.
Yeah, that's one word for it.
You know,
yeah.
I'm not going to try and explain it. Let's just jump into it. Let's show the people at home what Everyday Shooter's all about.
Today was the first time that I had seen this game, and I haven't quite recovered from it yet.
So we're talking about like a pretty basic, as far as the controls go,
Yeah.
dual stick shooter.
You know, yeah, you've played Geometry Wars, Blast Factor, any of that stuff. God, I'm going to die here. You played any of those kind of games, like this is another sort of omnidirectional shooter in that style, but as you can see, it is totally crazy.
This reminds me a little bit, now this is made by like a dude.
Yeah, like this is, as Jeff said, this was a big thing at the Independent Games Festival, which I have to assume is at least partially why Sony picked it up. It's going to be a downloadable game on the PS3. I don't know if you guys can hear the audio very well. It's got like a really sort of lo-fi, like indie rock sort of guy in his bedroom with his guitar kind of sound to it.
It's probably the part of the game that is most indicative of it being made by one dude.
Yeah, pretty much. Although you can see it's got a pretty Spartan graphical style too. But I like it. I think it works really well.
But an interesting part about that, I don't know if we'll be able to get to that in this demo, but each level looks different.
Yeah. Well, not only does each level look totally different, but they all have different mechanics too. There are only, I think, 7 or 8 levels I checked.
What's going on with?
You can see these chains happening here.
Yeah, explain the chains some.
So basically, well, I'll do my best. I'll see what I can say about it. But so basically, from what I've gathered so far, every level has its own chaining mechanics. So in this one, let me see if I can make it happen again. So these little kind of rotatey things here. If I can bust that open, that makes a little chain, and then when the enemies hit it, you can see that it just goes nuts there. Other levels, though, like the next level, will have these bigger enemies that are connected to some of the smaller enemies by these kind of beams that shoot out from them. And then when you kill one of those bigger enemies, then it'll kill everything that was tethered to it by the beams. So, and then, as you saw, the third level's got some crazy eyeballs flying around. I mean, it's just, this game is totally nuts.
And then the fourth level, you were fighting the sun.
Yeah, I was fighting like 2 suns, actually.
And then a biplane at one point.
I can't believe I'm still alive. Oh, I'm not alive anymore, but I got an extra life.
You finally crap out.
Yeah, you only start with like 1 life, but you get extra lives pretty quick, so you just gotta start scoring like crazy.
So I mean, it's not really moving as fast as something like Geometry Wars, but it still seems pretty hectic.
It gets really busy, yeah. I mean, I definitely had to like bring my Geometry Wars skills into play just to survive in like level 3. So
I mean, I have to say I'm pretty impressed that you're able to talk about the game and play at the same time here.
Yeah, it's kind of zen, I guess. You zone out and just start shooting stuff.
Fighting these awful robots against this inverted disco ball background or whatever the hell's going on.
And I don't know if you guys can see on the stream these little dots that I'm picking up, but not only do those give you extra lives, they also act as, oh my god, they act as currency outside of the game. Like in the front end, there's tons of unlocks that you can buy.
It's actually, Jeff and I were talking about this earlier. It's one of the things that is really cool about this game so far is just how Spartan the front end is.
Oh yeah, it's just, it looks like a, I don't know what to compare it to. It's just like text on a blue background, basically.
Just very stripped down. They didn't bother.
Placeholder stuff that will probably be replaced.
Yeah.
But here's the hoping not.
Yeah.
Do you want to show some of the? You're about
unlocks.
at the end of the.
Yeah.
level
Let me.
here.
Oh, yeah, I finished the level.
Yeah,
I can drop back to that menu, and we can. Although here's level 2 if you want to kind of see how things change.
Oh goodness, I don't think I've seen this one.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on.
I have no clue. I don't even want to know. See, there it is. Every level has a different chaining system.
So, and it doesn't tell you what that is. You just kind of have to
gotta
figure that
it out. Yeah, it's totally So
Watch
you
the
want
graphics carefully to discover them all.
I like how they just pop the tutorial stuff up on the.
And this is like some sort of
screen.
psychedelic asteroids now.
Yeah, and the unlock stuff, which I can show you in a second, is just intended to make it even more so. Like, there's tons of filters you can put on the graphics.
Well, let's
contrast stuff.
Let's take a scroll through some of the unlocks, and while we do that, Jeff, you wanna?
Yes, I do.
Hit me up with some questions.
I most definitely do. Let's see here. Casper in Denmark asks, does the music change when you shoot stuff, like in Luminous, where you kind of mix up the music as you go?
Not as overtly as that game, but you do hear, like, as you shoot and as you kill enemies, you'll hear like little like plucked notes and stuff on the guitar. So it's more subtle, but yeah, there is some of that.
That sounds a little more like Res than like Luminous,
Yeah, I'd say so. And also, it's worth pointing out that the songs are fixed, and the lengths of the levels are the lengths of the songs. Like, you can actually see a little progress indicator at the bottom that shows where the song is, and that's where the level is. So song ends, level ends.
So you unlocked some...
Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty pitiful performance because I played quickly, but so you get those points as you're playing, and then here's the front end that we were talking about, and you jump into the extras, and so you can set it so you can start with more lives, you can buy that. Here's the shuffle mode that just shuffles the levels around. The painter effect mixes colors in the background based on what is shot. Sketchy effect makes the visuals look like they're constantly sketched. Here's one in black and white. That one lets you change the contrast, invert the colors. This one looks cool. It kind of like flattens the different shades into one color, it sounds like, so it makes it look kind of old school. And then, yeah, you can unlock different levels to play individually and that kind of thing. But
awesome.
Seems like there'll be a little bit of replay value in there.
Sweet. Well, looks good. Everyday
Yeah.
shooter. Jeff, you want to roll me out with one last question before we wrap this up?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. A lot of people asking if Jay Allard's head is in it. That's funny,
We
but
were
no.
talking about that.
And Johnny Estes in Virginia says, "Dude, what the hell? Really?"
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's kind
Yeah.
of what we said. Yeah. Wow.
It's pretty intense.
I don't remember the background doing this before.
No, it seems to have
That's
changed.
based on the way I'm moving. I don't know if that's something I just inadvertently unlocked or something, but yeah, obviously no Jay Allard, but that was definitely a comparison that we made immediately as soon as we saw this game.
Cool. Well, so the game's Everyday Shooter. This is coming out on the PlayStation Network. Do we have a date? No,
The most
roughly?
most specific thing they said was late summer, early fall. So soon, hopefully. That could be soon.
Well, Brad, thanks for giving us a look at this
Yeah, sure.
stupid, ridiculous game.
I don't think it's stupid at all.
Well, I think it's good stupid.
I know what you mean.
All right, well, up next, we have some footage from a Metal Gear Solid event, as well as our recent Metal Gear Solid boss feature. Check it out.
Hey everybody, we are here at the Ritz-Carlton in Tokyo at the 20th anniversary Metal Gear Party. It's a long name that Konami's throwing. It's pretty much a big celebration for them to commemorate the fact that Metal Gear is actually 20 years old, which makes me feel pretty old because I remember it from the very first one. So basically what they did is, first part of the evening was a press conference with Hideo Kojima, where there was a Metal Gear Solid 4 game demo. They announced and demoed Metal Gear Online. They showed a little bit more of Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops. They showed Metal Gear Solid Mobile. And they kind of closed it up with Metal Gear Solid 2 Bound SNA, which is basically the new digital comic. And on top of that, we've got this whole party thing going on. A lot of folks from the industry are here. There's live entertainment. They had a bunch of musicians that were doing sort of like Metal Gear Music's greatest hits on stage, and it's a really good score, and it's even more powerful when you actually see it perform live. So even though we're going to be putting up a bunch of stuff that was shown off here, one of the things you're not going to see is Metal Gear Online. Fortunately, Konami politely asked us to not tape it, so we don't have anything to show. But what we did do is we cornered one of their guys for an interview, and we've got that for you now. And we cornered Ryan Payton, who is assistant producer at Kojima Productions. And Ryan, tell us about the stuff that we saw today, and we're going to bug you for some more information.
Yeah, well, basically what we're doing here is celebrating Metal Gear, 20 years. We first released the first Metal Gear on MSX in 1987, which is a long time ago, and here we are with prepping up for Metal Gear Solid 4 coming out early 2008. We're decking the halls here at the Ritz-Carlton with a bunch of memorabilia. We had a couple of product announcements today. Lots of Metal Gear this evening. I don't know if you're sick of it yet, but I'm excited. It's fun.
Snake! Did you like my sunglasses? I'm you! I'm your shadow! You point a weapon at your own brother? Who the hell are you? I'm the father that you killed! I'll send you to hell to meet him!
You men, you're all the same. Not too shabby, is it? New York, I mean. Think you deserve a little credit. No one's ever dodged that shot of mine. But no one gets lucky twice, either. I grew up on the battlefield. Conflict and victory were my parents.
This is impossible! Nothing will hit her! Is she the one they call Fortune?
Come, put me out of my mind. Today is another bad day. My name is Fortune, lucky in war and nothing else. Hurry, kill me, please.
Sam, are you all done cleaning up?
Yes, the ventilator was had found.
So you're the boss around here?
No, not just around here. I'm the boss to surpass Big Boss himself. Solid Snake. No, that is not Solid Snake. Brother, I'm a whole different game from Liquid. The world needs only one Big Boss.
This is the greatest handgun ever made. The Colt Single Action Army.
Ocelots are proud creatures. They prefer to hunt alone.
Now I'll show you why they call me the Revolver.
All right, for more for our coverage on Metal Gear from Japan or the Metal Gear Bosses feature, check out GameSpot.com. But right now, we're going to check out the recently released update for Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection. This adds online play. I'm actually in a match right now, and because of the way it works, it's hard to time this stuff, so let's check it out, and you can watch me lose to someone in Japan, because I don't know if you know this, Brad, the dudes what play Tekken in Japan are pretty good at it.
I've heard they put in some time.
Yeah, they put in a little time. So it'll be interesting to see how these matches work. This is a paid download that they've released, and it adds online play to the game. So this is the first time that Tekken's been online, and that's kind of weird. It's like kind of worry about lag and stuff, but it seems pretty good. See the connection meters down there at the bottom of the screen. It seems like a pretty good connection, though I'm Paul here, so it's kind of going bad for me.
That's your Paul, right? The guy you customized.
Yeah, I bought parts for him playing single player, and that just rolled right in. The updates, like the update gives you new records, so you have your online record is separate from the record you have in the Ghost Battle mode. Oh man,
you're playing the wrong Paul, dude.
Yeah,
where's the hair?
So is there like a live ranking system?
Yeah, there's leaderboards and stuff, and you can play up to 8 players in a game, and that works sort of like Quarter Match has in Street Fighter and some of these other online fighting games, where you just kind of join and watch people play for a while, and then you get to jump in and get your ass whipped like I am right here. But luckily, you still get some battle points and some gold to go buy parts with, even when you lose. So what it'll do here is it'll actually kick back out to the menu, and from there we can watch some of these other players play, and that's actually works pretty well too. You get some pretty good, it doesn't lag up too much. You get a pretty good shot of the match.
Pick up some techniques, maybe.
Maybe pick up. Yeah, I could use a few. They also, but if you do need techniques, they also added a practice mode and a survival mode to give you kind of more ways to play against the computer. And the practice mode is a lot like Tekken 5. It has it'll actually demo the moves for you. You can bring the moves and leave them up on screen and toggle through them and stuff. It seems pretty cool. It seems like a really slick update.
So they're basically turning the arcade game into a console game, or into one of or styling it after the way the console games are set up.
Yeah, sort of. It really kind of is bringing it together, and like the stage select you saw there looked a lot like it did in the arcade, and it has a lot of the same features that both the console and the arcade games have had. So cool. It's kind of cool. It's definitely. I don't know. It's kind of like a landmark moment. It's like it's as impactful as when Street Fighter went online on the Xbox, I guess, because this is like the first time that Tekken, or pretty much the two big ones, Tekken and Virtua Fighter, it's the first time that one of them has gone online, and that's pretty huge.
So I've got a question here from our audience.
Yeah.
Balraj from Berkshire, London, UK wants to know about any sort of communication in the game with other players. Yeah,
the game has voice chat. You can specify when you're creating a match whether you want to have voice chat on or off. And, it looks like, of course, this is all in Japanese, but it looks like it kind of will pop up a message and says, dude, you might not want to have voice chat. It might get laggy, I don't know. And the game defaults to 6 players, though it will go to 8. So it seems like they're kind of setting the defaults as such to maybe make sure that the game is a little less laggy than it might be if all those players are connected. But I haven't seen an 8-player match yet, so maybe those can be good as well.
Has it added any other content aside from the modes you described?
It doesn't look like it. It looks like those are pretty big additions when you consider it, But yeah, survival. I believe it may have added backgrounds as well. Because the download is a few hundred megs, so there's got to be more in there than just make the online go and make the practice mode go. So I believe they may have added some backgrounds, though I'm not 100% sure about that.
And how much for all these wonderful new features, Jeff?
It's hard to say. The game is only out in Asia and in Japan right now, so they're charging, fake money. It's like 65 Hong Kong dollars, which I think is like $10 or something, or $20. We haven't really heard too much in the way of a firm release date for the U.S. either. other than soon.
Well,
So
if
that
you-
could be
if we-
mid-August.
If we were going to estimate based on how they treated the original Tekken release, like
Right.
how much the price difference was between the Japan and the U.S. for the original Dark Resurrection download.
They were
those
pretty much right in
comparable?
line. So it's more just that I don't have a money changer in front of me to kind of translate between the two funds. But it seems like I believe it's going to clock in somewhere around.
Well, let me
10
go get my
15 or
green
something.
shade and
Yeah,
I'll,
go get your dealer's shade and go work in your kiosk at the airport where you change in money. And here I'm gonna actually get into another match here.
Do it.
And get some fighting going. I have to wait for this other guy to hit start, I guess.
Fight a dude.
I'm gonna fight this dude. Maybe.
Come on, dude.
And I think it's worth saying that it's pretty impressive that you're experiencing pretty lag-free gameplay when you're playing against dudes in Japan.
Yeah, that's definitely, I mean, fighting games, especially like games like Tekken and stuff like that, they've always been super crazy about how they handle latency and we're talking about games that are just frame specific and people are counting frames for stun frames and hit frames and counter frames and all that crazy stuff. So, you wouldn't necessarily expect it to work as well as it does. But not perfect, but it seems like it works well enough to be of interest to players. And the other player quit, so I guess we're not going to get into another online match here. But Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection Online coming soon to a PlayStation Store near you, unless you're in Japan or Asia, in which case it's already right there.
Go buy it.
Go buy it. Guys, what do you got going over there? I see some Wii controllers. What's happening?
I've got Alex Navarro over here, and we're going to play some Madden for the Wii.
Yes, we did. We got our Madden review copies in today. We're going to check out the Wii version here. And so I guess like we showed off the family mode and stuff, all that crazy crap at E3. So the one thing we haven't really seen a whole lot of is the mini games. Otherwise, it's pretty much Madden. It's flippy controls and whatnot. But
Party mode.
But there's a party mode.
Let's get into it.
I like
Party
to
it up.
party. I'm a party fan. So there's this Play Now feature, which I haven't really messed with yet. It says something about using the telestrator to razz your friends, which
josh them up.
I'm gonna josh my friends. I'm gonna I'm gonna mess with them. I don't know. There's a trivia mode where apparently you can answer football-related trivia questions, but then there's the mini games. Oh, the mini games. Those are probably the best part of the Madden 07 on the Wii. So.
Let's
see what we got. So there's 22 of them, and the thing. First we're gonna be me here, and then you gotta get your business.
All right.
Hooked up, minimum 2 players. Well, then you should join up.
Pressing A.
You should not be me.
There we go. I will
be someone else.
Oh, Bears anyway.
That'll be fine. There you go.
I like the Bears.
Of course you do.
All right, let's play a couple of...
So, just to look at what we have here, so there's a basic 2-on-2 mode, which was in the last one, kicking combine, where you just got to do a lot of kicking, yak attack, which is probably the best one in the last one, rushing attack, which is a lot of brushing the ball. And then there's a lot of these new ones are based on the mini camp mode. So there's a lot of the mini camp mini games are now multiplayer, so you can kind of...
Yes.
Okay. So yeah. Anyway, there's a fair number of different games, but they're all pretty much, almost all of them seem to be based specifically on the minicamp modes, like the precision passing, the rushing attack, the sack the quarterback, that kind of stuff. So,
right.
And the way you play those is you just kind of one person takes their turn, trying to get as many points as possible. Then the other player takes their turn, and you can set up as many of those in a row as you want. So you can go through like all 22 mini games or just a certain number, and it's up to 4 players.
Excellent.
So let's look at jumping into a few here. We'll do yak attack, 'cause that's one of my favorites. We'll do the rushing attack, and we'll do a couple of these other ones here. We'll do the, let's say, clutch kicking, and what was the one you sucked at? Precision passing. We'll do that one.
Oh. It's not my fault. I'm bad at that one. That was that's the one that's most like football.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I know you're a big football fan. I know you play a lot of football.
I do like football.
Very good at it. You're a very good football player.
I was beating you earlier when we were playing this. We played through 3 of the mini games.
For like a minute.
The first 2 games, I was beating you soundly, sir.
All right. So anyway, this is yak attack. This is totally the best one in the last game.
So here, Q8 game points.
He actually has to read this because he doesn't know.
Defenders, defender SWAT.
And then passing, catching, SWAT. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
All right, let's do it.
All right, cool.
And this is still going to be turn-based?
But you are playing defense.
Okay.
So right now, so. Cool.
Oh.
Big hit. Huge.
I fell down.
And I got a
killing
touchdown.
me.
Look at that. Look at how I'm better than you at a game you don't play.
I know, it's shocking.
Guys, the Wii is for everyone, okay?
Haha!
It's not about this competition.
I was going to say you're going to be seeing a lot of that this season, but I'm really
Sacked
hoping we're not seeing a lot of Randy Moss dropping passes. That would be rather unpleasant. Okay, now I'm defense. So you're
flick it
passing,
up.
and then you just pass the ball like normal.
Oh, except that I get
Except
sacked.
that you get sacked, so that does not help you.
All right, flick it up. And
Oh,
killing me.
This is not for you.
It's not going well for me at all.
No.
Hey, how about I throw some questions over there? Maybe
Yeah,
mix things up
that
a
would make
little
things
bit.
nice and confusing. Go for it.
Okay, all right. Rainer in Calgary,
Yes.
Alberta, Canada, says another minigame compilation. So Madden's been turned into a minigame compilation just like every other game on the Wii. Does it at least have a good career mode or online play?
Dude, it's got all the same stuff that Madden always has, okay? This had minigames last year on the Wii. That's just a side feature of the game. The rest of it is check it out. Hey, look, it's friggin' Madden. That hasn't changed in the slightest. So, yeah, there's still a career mode. There's still all the minicamp stuff. There's still all the basic features that you have come to expect from your Madden.
No.
I have intercepted you, sir.
That is
But
no
yeah,
good.
that's the thing, is that it's because it's the Wii, they've added these mini games and other random features to kind of, give people some other stuff to do. And look at that. Look at all these yards I'm getting. Look at all these yards I'm getting. Look how you're not catching Wes Welker.
He's fast.
He's very fast. Yeah. I don't know what the hell just happened there.
That did not go well for you at all.
Drama. Snaps. All right, here's another question from Justin in PA. Does this version look improved to Madden 07 on the Wii?
No.
So yeah, same game.
Yeah, I mean, like visually, you can tell they're very much using the same engine they've used for the last few years. As far as I can tell, they haven't really touched a damn thing. And in fact, that does not really look like Tom Brady. I'm sorry, not even close.
But this isn't about. I mean,
No.
it's the Wii. This isn't really about the.
No, I mean it's
fidelity of
running on the
graphics.
same engine that the PS2 and Xbox versions are going on. It's the big graphical showpiece is the 360 and PS3 versions. So
Sure.
that's more. They're just more about tweaking the gameplay into ways that make the Wii controls more interesting. And that was, it worked. It worked last year. So let's go into the
Let's
next
do
one.
another one. What's this one we're going to
This is Rushing Attack. This is where
Russian Attack? Sweet.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is Russian Attack. This
Finally, a
just is
game I
Russian Attack. They just
understand.
put it in Madden for some reason this year. So
I would so play Madden if they just put Russian Attack in there.
is that the one that had like Karnov as a bad guy, or is
No,
that something
that's
else?
Bad Dudes.
That's Bad Dudes. Okay. What do I know? Okay, so this is where I run and you try to tackle me, and by I say try. Okay, you can do this. I believe in you. And if you want to switch players, you press A.
Helga in the Netherlands asks, will there be any time travel?
Yes.
All right, good.
I'm sorry. Would you want me to tell you the truth? The truth is boring. This is far more. It would be far more interesting if Madden had time travel of some sort. Look at how I'm taunting you.
All right, you know what? Then we're done.
Madden
I'm
NFL
not playing this
2015.
anymore.
You know what? Look, come on, man. No,
If it's just going to be like that.
No, I mean that's what you do when you play Madden. You trash talk a little bit.
We're done.
No,
We're done.
no. I'm
Madden
having fun.
08 coming to the Wii.
But I'm having fun.
When's this coming to the Wii?
No, I'm not going to tell you now.
When's it
Because you're being a jerk.
When's it come? Okay. So look for more of that review. on the
August
site, too.
14th.
August 14th. That's like
2 weeks.
from now.
Less than 2 weeks.
Let's
Hey
do a week
guys,
and a half. Yeah,
that's soon.
It's very soon. It's the beginning of the official release season.
I hate you.
Alex, thanks for coming by. Coming up next, we have a little piece of our Best of E3 feature. Check it out.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to GameSpot's mammoth live coverage of E3 2007.
I loved E3 2007. This was probably the most fun that I've had at an E3 ever.
For me, E3 2007 is probably one of the best trade shows that I've been a part of since joining GameSpot, I think.
It's not big, it's all small, it's really empty. Great! You know what that means? That means you get to go there and play the frickin' game.
It was really easy to get work done. It was really easy to bring that content to the GameSpot users.
They dropped a neutron bomb on E3 that only evaporated all the extraneous stuff.
The weirdest thing you have to deal with in an event is a shuttle schedule, you're doing something wrong. And by wrong, I really mean right.
This year, the games were really the stars of the show. So just the whole show, top to bottom, was full of these games that just look fantastic.
I saw games this year that I would never have seen last year.
The fact is, even though the format of the show was really different, there were a lot of really, really awesome games to see there.
Burnout Paradise is one of my personal favorites from the show.
Number one, I like the open world aspect of it. I think it's something that was done with some degree of success in Test Drive Unlimited, but there was so much room to grow that kind of concept.
You're roaming around this open city, doing whatever you want to do. You can goof around, or you can take on races, and just whatever. And then if you want to go online, you just invite someone over to your city, and then boom, they're in there.
I think that if you like cars, if you like crashing into stuff, Burnout Paradise is going to give you what you need.
And they're even implementing the camera, which is cool. Like every time you take someone out online, like the camera will activate for a few seconds, and you get to that person that got taken out gets to kind of pose for the camera, and then the person that did the taking out saves that as like a mug shot that gets stored. It's like a little kind of a catalog of the people you've wronged over the years or something, which is pretty awesome.
The fact now that you can hook up your camera to your console and have the game take a picture of you at the worst possible moment when you crash.
And so you just get all of these like really great little reaction shots from people.
I kind of imagine this whole thing where you're on a roller coaster and you know that camera's coming to take a picture of you. People are going to do the same thing with it. They're going to know the picture's coming, and they're going to have something really interesting to add to the race.
Mercenaries 2 World in Flames, my game of the show, no question.
I like blowing things up in games.
They said in our stage show was that if it can't be blown up, then it doesn't go in the game.
You can call in, like, I want to say like 10 or more different types of airstrikes.
There's stuff like the fuel bomb, which was just one of the best things that I saw at E3.
I mean, that's just ridiculous.
One of my favorite moments that I saw in the game was watching somebody take a semi-truck and hitch a trailer to it. And they drove it around a little bit and then basically got into a helicopter, lifted the trailer into the air.
And then flying it over something and letting it go and then shooting a bunch of rockets at it. So you're just like, it's just ridiculous.
And you know what? That's what gaming is all about, is blowing stuff to smithereens.
Everything just blows up really, really well.
So there was one pretty hectic moment of the show. I mean, there are a lot of hectic moments.
Okay, well, so I lost my sunglasses at E3.
E3 2020 will exist exclusively in Second Life.
What made me smile at E3 2007? I think the biggest thing for me was just the fact that we had such an awesome venue.
Two moments that I remember in particular from E3 that hopefully they're appropriate.
I think the story for me.
Oh, E3. I remember it like it was like a month ago or something like that.
Not me, man. It's all gone.
Awesome.
All gone.
Well, if you have already forgotten everything that happened at E3 2007, you can go to e3.gamespot.com and find it. But we're past that now. We're here with Marathon Durandal.
We are past E3 and back to 1995.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, so Marathon Durandal, just like you said, out on Xbox Live Arcade now.
Yeah, and so what is this game? It's a first-person shooter. Looks a little ghetto. I don't know.
Let's say classic, maybe.
Looks a little classic. I don't know.
Antique?
Looks like an antique. I don't know.
Yeah, so if you don't know what Marathon is, it's basically what put Bungie on the map. Way before they did Halo or Myth or any of that stuff. Like, they made the Marathon trilogy for the Macintosh. Basically, like, so it started in 1995. It was right after Doom, so this was basically kind of like the Mac users' Doom.
Cool.
Basically.
All right, well, let's fire it up. We got a multiplayer match going. You're going to try to shoot Ryan in the face.
Me and Ryan Davis.
Let's do this.
We're going to get it done.
All right, so what kind of weapons? Okay, that appears to be a rocket launcher.
That is a rocket launcher, and
so
in fact, I believe it's just occurred to me that it looks a lot like Halo's rocket launcher, doesn't it?
It kind of does.
I never even thought about that.
Shoot that dude.
I think I ran out of rockets. So
oh, yeah.
Maybe I should get like a machine gun here. Dude, let me win. I'm trying to show them how it works. No, so anyway, yeah, like I said, it came out in 95. It did a few more things than Doom.
That was a rocket in your face,
He's not having to talk and play at the same time.
You got popped, son.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it came out a little bit after Doom. It did a few things more than Doom. Like you could look up and down.
Right.
There were some friendly AI characters that would fight with you. I think it had a little more of a storyline. But
yeah, because there is a whole story to this game. I mean, obviously we're checking out the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Dude.
And strangely, this was originally called Marathon 2 Durandal because it's the second game in the trilogy, but they brought this one out first on Live Arcade. And they renamed it Marathon Durandal. But,
As if to say, no, this is just this one.
Yeah, but our resident Bungie freak, Jason, said that you can get into this one pretty quick, even if you don't know what's going on, because they do set up the storyline.
So it seems like a lot of the kind of Halo conventions appear. I mean, you mentioned the rocket launcher looking kind of similar there, but also it's got that motion sensor that you disappear from when you stop moving. I mean, that's straight up, that is how Halo works.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Shot in the face. Oh, it seems like this could be a pretty decent history lesson for people that are fans of Halo.
I'm sure you can definitely see how the seeds were sown. Basically.
Sure. And I guess a lot of like the seventh column and all the other kind of weird stuff that turns up in a lot of what Bungie has to say these days.
Sure.
Comes from that.
I'll buy that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but okay.
Well, right on. So this is available now.
Yep,
it is
it's out there
800
now.
points, and as I understand it, we will have a review of this game today.
Oh yeah.
Today.
That's soon.
That's very
real
soon.
That's like now almost.
That is now. But let's kick it to the future, and by the future I mean even further in the past. Ryan, what are you and Homer doing over there?
I am here with apparently GameSpot's resident track and field.
I am the track and field champ.
Well,
the gold record, baby.
Prove it.
I'm breaking gold records.
Prove it.
All right. Well, earlier today.
I think you're nothing but a lot of talk.
Oh yeah. Well, you gotta let me get my stance on. Because this is a complicated game.
Do you need a ruler or
me
something
and Jeff were playing this earlier, and unlike the previous NES game, because I grew up on the NES track and field game.
Yeah.
The buttons are convex as opposed to concave, so there's some slippage going on there, and it's not just the one button like in the NES. It's either X or B, or you can do the waggle on the left stick back and forth style.
Because this is the version that's coming to Xbox Live Arcade.
It is.
And this is the version that's from the actual arcade.
Right.
So,
not the NES version.
All right. Well, let's go one up.
I'm AAA. I love in these games how the only people competing is a white dude and a black dude. So only if you're white or a black dude, you can compete in this game.
About bringing people together.
Oh!
Oh!
Got a false start there. Getting a little itchy. I can't hear the audio. Can I get some game audio up in here?
Pushy.
And really, I think what we see here is that it's all about mustaches.
It's all about mustaches, it's all about big hair, and short butt shorts.
Oh,
that's right! 939!
Wow.
Breaking the gold record, baby!
Very well done.
Homer's going to grow a mustache if you keep it up over there.
Right now.
All right, long jump.
Here we go, long jump. So, as you can see, you got the standard track and field conventions.
That's a foul, kid!
Foul, baby. And I got 50 degrees. I think the goal is a 45 angle.
See, a little bit high there. Now, it
Yes,
seems
sir.
like the graphics have been cleaned up a little bit here.
A little smoother.
Oh,
look
right
at that.
on it, right on
That could
it.
be it.
That's foul. It's on the line.
Oh my God!
Foul.
So I used to actually run track in high school, so I'm getting kind of like flashbacks of the glory days.
Of short pants and mustaches?
Short pants and mustaches and long jumping. I got a good jump.
That was a little
though. I got
early,
good
but it
jump.
was a solid jump.
Over 8 meters, hopefully. So.
Oh, what does it say?
805. That's right. I qualified.
That's it. That's all that counts. That's all that
That's
matters.
good. And, you know.
We got a question from John in Arizona who asks, can you customize your mustache?
I'm not 100% too sure. I would love to, although. Oh, that was a short throw. I think you can customize the butt shorts, though, which is a positive thing. Which is a really good thing in this.
Now you're just over there lying.
So do you have any...
that's a foul!
Damn it!
You know, I was going to ask you if you had some tips for the kids at home, want to know how to play track and field right, but I'm not sure if you're the guy to ask.
I don't know. I mean, I'm still getting a grip on it, but
you keep fouling out here.
The analog stick is a nice touch, going back and forth, as opposed to the one button, because back in the day,
yeah,
you know, I'd use all sorts of conventions like erasers. Of course, you got the ruler trick.
Yeah.
But this kind of keeps it in control with the 3-finger action, and you know.
Do you feel like it's as easy to cheat your way through this one?
Definitely not. there's a strategy, a pacing. You know, you kind of either have to go out and be consistent. Oh,
that was not consistent, sir.
Definitely not consistent. But as you can see, I'm still. You got to get a rhythm with this whole thing. I'm definitely.
You're off.
I'm off. Let's see if I can qualify though. Oh.
The time, 16.15 seconds.
Definitely didn't happen for me that time. Game over.
Well, Homer, thanks for coming by.
Thanks, man.
And giving us a look at Check Your Field. You're all sweated
I'm
up.
all sweaty, dude.
That's a game that's coming to Xbox Live Arcade, as is another game we have up next, Hexic 2. Jeff?
That's right, Hexic 2. But first, we should check that guy for some performance-enhancing substances. I don't know. He looks a little,
I didn't do it. I
looks
didn't
a little
juice. I'm not
sketch.
juicing.
Yeah, I don't know. He's on a cycle of something over there. So yes, Hexic 2. Hexic, of course, is the game that came with the Xbox 360 Premium, and it's a puzzle game, not entirely unlike Bejeweled, but take place with different shaped gems. And Hexic 2 is coming soon, and it's adding multiplayer play. Let's take a look here. We're actually going to get into the new battle mode, which seems to work sort of like the Lumines multiplayer, in that you're kind of fighting to control different segments of the board. You know?
Ah, yes. So it's just kind of like a shared thing.
Yeah, so we're kind of sharing one board here and making it happen. And
so will that center line move then?
Yes, it will, kind of as you do stuff. And actually, I can... Actually, for each gem you pop here, you see at the top of the screen, you have these different meters that are being filled up as I do things. Those are actually power-up moves and kind of attacks that I can unleash on the other player as I fill those up. So you kind of want to focus on which gems you're taking care of, too.
This seems a little more fast-paced than the first Hexic.
It's a battle, kid. It's deep.
You gotta bring it.
It's no joke.
It is not that at all, although it is still hexagons.
Yes, definitely. It's called Hexic for a reason, you know what I'm saying?
How does this game improve your mental hexagon?
My mental hexagon is wide open, son. Wu-Tang. Now you see, he actually moved the line over on me, and that's not cool at all. Oh, and he dropped some bombs over here too. Now I should point out here at this point, you can actually go in and pick a lot of different types of gems. Handy, say if you were, I don't know, colorblind.
I was actually just going to ask, because someone in the audience wants to know if you're colorblind. How's this hanging? And
yeah, that was a big problem with the original game. Is they had different pieces for the different piece sets, but those didn't actually apply to the bombs, which was a real bummer. So now I get to Granted, this color set's super annoying, but there's no mistaking the different ones from each other. That's for sure.
Do you think there's like more colorblind people now? Do you think it's like, because it seems like this has become a growing issue in games, and it's interesting to me that it's being addressed in this fashion.
No, I think it's more just that we keep hiring colorblind people, so it just seems to work out that way on our end. But I don't know. But anyway, while I got you here showing off puzzle games,
yeah,
I gotta show you this other one. This other one that we just reviewed, and it just came out, and I'm into this one. It's P-Cross DS. Now I know what you're saying, P-Cross, that's for crazy people, and I'm not going to totally disagree, but dude, you got to play some P-Cross.
What? This was a SNES game, wasn't it?
It was a SNES game. It was a Game Boy game. They released it on all kinds of different systems and did all kinds of different business with it. But they haven't released too many of them in the U.S., and P-Cross DS is actually coming to the U.S., or actually, it's actually out right now. And I'm going to play some of it right now. I'm going to bend down here on this secret DS under the table here and check it out.
No one gets to see your DS.
No one gets to see my DS. It's private between me and my DS.
So
now, as you see here, this might look a little bit like Sudoku or something like that. And basically, it is a picture crossword.
What?
And more or less, it is a logic puzzle that you play and fill in these squares. Now, since we see the 2 and the 7 there, I don't know if you can see that, folks at home, but it denotes that there are 2 blocks that are together, separated by at least 1 space, and then 7. So I can use logic to say, hey, there's 4, and then I go 5, 6, 7, and I know that there's at least that many. It's awesome.
This is like nonsense, Jeff.
No, it's awesome.
I'm not. I don't get it.
All right, look. Do you like Sudoku?
Yes, I
then
do like
you
Sudoku.
love Picross. Picross DS in stores now.
So it's like picture.
Eventually,
Sudoku?
this does form a picture, like a little flower or something. I can actually quit out and show you what some of the pictures look like here real quick. And it's awesome.
I think that's. I don't know. I'm okay.
No, dude, come on. I'll show it to you real quickly.
That's a flower.
That's a flower. There's some other flowers. Now, granted, these are the animated you win versions of the pictures, but yeah. So tons of puzzles, tons of action, and I felt I had to show it.
Action? Really?
Yeah, action.
That's what we're gonna call that. That's action.
Action of me not being able to sleep nights because I'm up too late playing Picross.
See, you like the Picross DS.
Yeah, so Picross DS, it's a great game. I just, since Sudoku gets so much shine, I think people might ignore Picross, but it scratches a lot of that same itch. So check it out. It's in stores now. Go read the review.
Sweet.
Sweet.
I won't do that at all, but sure.
All right, cool. So let's take it home. A couple things we got to mention. I meant to mention it at the top of the show, but did not. Grand Theft Auto 4 has been pushed back out of this year. It is not going to come out until Take-Two's fiscal Q2,
which starts in February
1st, 08 at the earliest. So, yeah, so that's super huge news. There's also some news about Manhunt shipping around that time frame, somewhere buried in there too, I guess. But
I went ahead and canceled my pre-order for GTA 4.
Not me, man. I still want the big duffel bag.
I still want the big duffel bag and the lockbox and all that, but I'm not going to wait that long, and I'm not going to let whoever hold on to like $100 of my money until that game comes out next year.
Fair enough. So
I mean, that's $100 I could spend on some other stuff, but that's a pretty insane piece of news. I know GameSpot News' Tor Thorson literally flipped out, started screaming and running across the office.
He went, what? And then I saw him running past my office. So big news.
Running and screaming.
If Tor's running and screaming, something big just happened. That's all I know. So that's huge. The collective sigh you hear is every other game developer that had a game shipping around that time frame going, that's $50, $60 more that people can use to buy our game instead. So that's earth-shattering news for a lot of different people.
You think that's going to have that kind of effect? You think that's actually going to bump up the sales of other games coming out around then?
I think it most definitely could. I think it most definitely could. Anyway, also want to let you know some other stuff coming up later this month. Of course, we showed Madden on the show, and we are going to have live launch coverage of Madden, including a marathon here. We're going to be playing Madden for a good chunk of time, and then, of course, EA's got a big, crazy event going on. We'll be there to show some of that. And then later on near the end of the month, there's Leipzig. We'll be sending a team out to Germany to cover all those games. And right around that same time frame, Penny Arcade Expo. We're going to be broadcasting live from PAX. So if you're going to PAX, stop by and say hi. Or if you're not going anywhere, keep it right here on GameSpot, and we'll give you everything you need to know about video games, regardless of where in the world it happens. Ryan, good going over there?
It was great. I had a good time over here. I got to see some cool games. It was nice having Homer up on the set. So
Homer and track and field.
Yeah.
Like Baby
like
Pacifier. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
All right, cool. We're just sending it home. That's it for On the Spot. We'll be back next week with an all-new show of all new business. Until then, watch some other stuff. GameSpot.com. Peace.